Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Let me just get everything set up here. If this is the first time you've been in one of my live streams, or maybe you're watching the replay, my name is Brill. Welcome to the Pedestal Wife Society. So let's talk about it. I have a lot to say. I see that there's a lot going on in the world, but we're going to take a beat for a second and we're going to talk about how to become magnetic. One of the things that I have always been told, and I keep hearing this over and over and over, is that I am lucky. I will have strangers walk up to me and say, "You're lucky." And usually it is to reference to my relationship, or it's also reference to the way my children are, or it's also sometimes it's reference to the way I look in my age. But I've always been told that I'm lucky. The thing is, I don't believe in luck. I've never ascribed to this idea that you are lucky, that things are going to happen for you in that manner. I've always subscribed to the idea of it takes intention and purpose in order to obtain the things that you desire in life. So I've never even cared about the idea of wanting to be known as lucky. What I have found, the thing that they're identifying as lucky is actually magnetism. Being a magnet and magnetizing people and the vicinity that are present that surround you, that is different. That is the reason why it's not essentially luck, it's being magnetic. Being magnetic is just it's an inside out job. It means that you literally have to do the inner work in order to become magnetic, in order to magnetize people, in order for people wanting to be in your presence or so around you or in your energy. The interesting thing that I have found, the more social media that I consume, the more platforms that I take a peek at, the more that I look and see what's being presented on social media, I realize that there's an issue. There is an issue. People are looking for that shortcut, that trick, that technique, that something that gets into the end and the results without taking or doing the work or doing any of the inner work. And I'm telling you now, if that is you, if you are that person that's looking for a shortcut, looking for a script, looking for direction, looking for a way to just make it, to get there without any of the stuff, any of the things that it takes, because it does take the inner work. It does take being in check. It does take making a decision. It does take doing the things that's required to become in that magnetic. If you came to this live stream thinking that you were going to get tips that's going to make you the superficial magnetics that's being promoted out here, this is probably not the live stream for you, because I plan on really talking about some things that absolutely make you magnetic. I want people to be around you and be magnetized. I want people to be around you and be in awe. I want people to be around you and they want to copy you. I want people to be around you because they just want to feel your energy. I want people to be around you because you are you and you are a compliment to the energetics that are around you. So hang with me for a second and trust me, you're gonna get where I'm going. May take me a moment. Hello, pedestal wise. How are you doing? Hopefully, y'all are doing well. And also, let me go ahead and do a quick shout out before I do the rest of this video. Let me shout out Lisa, who left the comment on my page yesterday on yesterday's video. She's the one that inspired this video. So shout out to Lisa, that pedestal wife that's been doing certain things that realized that she was magnetic. Even though when she described it, she didn't describe it in a manner that I am going to describe it. I'm going to break it down how she got here. I'm going to break it down to what made her magnetic and everybody else magnetized. A lot of people want to have that ability over people, but you don't know what it takes. It's not this simplistic tips that I see all over social media where it's just, oh, smile, talk, wear provocative clothing. There's all this simple stuff that truly is the shortcut. That's what it is. It's the shortcut. And I'm going to explain why I'm saying it's a shortcut, because it is a shortcut. It's a shortcut It is the way to get to something without doing the work to obtain it. That is what it is. And since it's the shortcut, I want women to realize, and I've seen this, and you all don't hurt me because I'm telling the truth about this. Y'all know how I am. I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. One of the things I have noticed in this community is that why are older pedestal wives, and I hate seeing older because some people have a thing about their age. Trust me when I say it's not a shot at you, because I am 41 years old. Why are the older pedestal wives getting to the level of being able to magnetize and being a magnet? When they're dating and with the people and their friendships and the things they desire in this world versus our, and I said, you know what? It's not even a good word. Scratch that. Let's not say versus, because it means as though I'm comparing. It's just something I've noticed. The bigger that the community is growing and the platform is growing, I noticed that the young babies, they are not willing to do what it takes to become magnetized. They're actually looking for just a shortcut, tips, techniques, tactics, in order to get to the outcome that everyone is having, but they don't want to do the work that it takes. And that is the thing that I'm seeing. Like I said, I'm not trying to spur comparison because it's not my thing. It's just something I noticed looking over the information that I have in front of me. Because one of the things I've noticed that it's the older women that are sending in me stuff. They're sending me reviews that indicate that they're magnetized. They're sending me reviews that they are magnetized, that their natural energy and charisma is drawing people to them. That even when they're having conversations with people, people are interested in their opinions and their stances. They're able to be authentic with the people that they have attracted. And I found that very interesting. And I know some people may see that as comparison. I just see it as interesting. But then I actually absolutely understand it. Trust me, I understand it. I understand, and trust me, any of the pedestal wives who are a little bit older, you're gonna agree with me in this. We were young once, and we were trying to get to that thing without doing the work to get it. We were trying to have those outcomes that we see everybody else celebrating or having, and we wanted them immediately. We wanted to take that shortcuts. We were looking for tips. We were looking for a way to get there immediately without doing any of the work. So I get where the young women or young babies are trying to do. I understand it wholeheartedly because I was you. You were me. You were me in my early 20s. I never, in my early 20s, I didn't truly understand the energy, the energetics, I didn't understand the meaning behind a lot of the things that the women in my family did. Yes, they gave me instructions. Yes, they gave me directions. Yes, they told me what I could say and what I can do. But I never understood the why behind it all. And the thing is, until I started understanding the why behind it, that is when I started becoming energetic complement to it. But I didn't get that. When you're in your 20s, you just want to get there, right? You just want to get to that success. You just want to get to that happy marriage. You want to get to the things that you want in life. You don't want to go through, you don't want to have to figure it out. You just want to get there. And I get it because I did it too. The reason why I feel like this is a great conversation to have is because I was you and you are me. You were me 20 something years ago. You and me 20 years ago when I didn't want to know the why. I just wanted to get it. I want it in my hand immediately. I want to have that thing right now. So I absolutely get it. And the thing is, I was able to successfully hack the system. I was able to successfully hack and figure out the tips, tactics, and tricks in order to obtain the thing that I wanted at that time, which was a high quality man. I wanted the stay at home wife life. I wanted to have options. So I was able to obtain those things by just listening to the directions, following the script, doing it step by step, looking at what people had done prior, even though I never tried to understand the why behind it all. And see, and that becomes the problem. I've always had, maybe it's older videos where I talked about the fact the first 5 years, I almost threw it all away because of the fact that I had none of the work. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand the power of words. I didn't understand the energy and the things that I do in my relationship, how it can be hard to correct when you put that out there. I just didn't understand. But I got the high quality man. I had the children. I had the brand new house. I had the brand new cars. I had all the things. But I definitely didn't understand the why. And I definitely wasn't magnetic. The thing is, I had to close to almost lose it to understand the why behind everything, to understand the energy that I was putting out, the attitude that I was putting out, the soul wounds that I had, the spiritual wounds that I had. I had to work through, I basically had to work backwards because I already had the family, I already had the things. Out by every means and everything around me, I was already considered successful and I was only 23 years old. I was already considered successful when I was 23 years old. But I didn't understand the energy of things, the why of things, and I allowed those things to almost take everything that I loved away from me. The thing is, when you decide to take a shortcut, you may get there. You may get exactly what you want. But when you are not a complement, an energetic complement of what you desire or what you want, you will do everything to sabotage what you want. So if you are still dealing with soul wounds, which is wounds created in childhood or old relationship, spiritual wounds, which is created by trauma, character issues, personality issues, emotional issues, when you are still dealing with all of those things and you hack the system, you hack the energetics to get the things that you desire because you see it now and you want it now and you're not willing to do the work to receive it. You will get it, but you will self-sabotage because you are not a complement of that energetic thing in the first place. And that is the thing I did not understand at the time. So I had to work pretty fast in order to start getting caught up on the why. I had to work pretty fast on going to therapy. I had to work pretty fast on jumping into work. I think the first self development coach that I came across was Tony Robinson. Is he Robinson or Tony Robbins? Tony Robbins, I think. I don't remember his name. Because trust me when I tell you, I am so surpassed him at this point. But I think he was the first person I came across that kind of explained what I was feeling and what was going wrong. Because I couldn't understand it. I didn't understand why I acted the way I acted. I couldn't understand why I had the attitude that I had an attitude. I couldn't understand why I was ungrateful when I should be grateful. I couldn't understand the why behind it until I started doing the work behind me. See, this is the reason why I'm telling you to get behind young babies, get behind some elders, get behind elders who have an understanding of what you're trying to accomplish and understand the why and the energetics of the very thing you're trying to get. Because you, at some point, you have to stop trying to take a shortcut. There's only so many shortcuts for you realize that even if you get the thing, you're still not a complement to the thing. So if you are a woman who is uh, very emotional, overly emotional, and you're still dealing with the some traumatic experiences, you haven't went to therapy for that. That energy combined with the healthy energy of a masculine energy man, a high conscious man, you're going to continue to do any and everything in your power to repel it. Because see, energy is never dispersed. It never disappears. It always goes somewhere. So all you're going to do, and I'll talk about transference sometimes where you can transfer your energy to another person, and this affects their energy. And then he goes out here and he's affected by your energy and he doesn't understand why he's feeling all these feelings and all these emotions and you're not stable. You're not stable. See, that is the thing you're going to come across when you continue to try to take shortcuts. I know you want to be magnetic. I know you want to live this Instagram life. I know you want to have that husband that's a provider. I know you want all these things. You deserve them if you're determined to do what is to get them. And people don't really have these conversations. When we're talking about magnetisms, how many videos have you seen where it is basic advice? And then when you attempt them things, attempt the tips, they really is not as effective as if you do the inner work. The inner work is that's the reason why a lot of people are telling you do the inner work. They keep saying do the inner work because it doesn't matter what tip, what trick, what script, what direction, what step by step that you can acquire, what YouTube video where you can get all the information. It doesn't matter if you're able to do those things and it works out well. What will happen is you will still not be an energetic complement to the things that you want. The thing is, a person who's overly emotional and has emotional issues, they're not going to be a complement to a happy person. Energy is never destroyed. And that is the thing. I'm going to pause right here and see what everybody is saying. Is this why I feel sometimes off when everyone wants to me to go a certain way to be successful, but I want to go another that is more aligned. The thing is, when you are doing something that you're not aligned with, you're always going to have that tug in your gut. Your intuition is going to be telling you it's not the right path for you. The thing is, I will always say trust you. That's the reason why I keep telling you all. I say trust you. I trust you first, and you should trust you first. That is the reason why you feel off because you're getting out of alignment with something you're doing something you necessarily do not want to do. I would suggest take the path that it's going to be best for you versus something most people do that though. Most people try to take the path that is they feel is best for what other people are telling them that is the correct thing for them to do. But I would suggest you know what's best for you. I trust you more, and you'll know when something is off. But to become magnetic, if you want to be magnetized, you want to be, well, excuse me, you want to be magnetic and you want people to be around you to be magnetized, you need to be paying attention to these 5 areas: soul wounds, spiritual wounds, character flaws, personality flaws, emotional issues. And I hate to say flaws, let's say just issues. Just let's say issues. These things will basically come back and bite you in the bum. Basically come back to bite you in the bum when you don't pay attention to them, when you don't do the work. Making sure that you are a magnet and you can magnetize people is a whole lot more effective than you trying to take a shortcut and find a way, tips or tricks or techniques, tactics or techniques in order to achieve something. I see all kinds of videos. There's tons of videos that are always sent to me, and it's interesting what comes across in these videos. And they're basic tips that will not magnetize a person. So it's no wonder that when you walk into the room, you're not moving the energy when you walk in that room. Your presence is not felt. That's you've met somebody where they open the door and their presence is immediately felt. All eyes on them. They didn't say anything. They didn't do anything. It's not their outfit. It's the magnetism that they have about themselves. Usually, they have done some inner work. Because trust me when I tell you all, don't sit here and think, oh well, I have to get to the end of inner work for me to be able to have these things. That's not necessarily true. Because the beautiful thing about inner work is self-awareness. Once you have self-awareness, you can actually pivot and change directions or change paths when necessary. The thing is, self-awareness lets you know when you are doing something that is not approved. You're doing something that your old self would do and the new you would never do. And you'll have that little alarm system built in while you're on your journey, because it's a journey, not a race. And that's what inner work is. It's a never ending journey. And you're going to continue to level up and evolve. And you're going to have different thinking, different beliefs, different processing. You're going to have levels to your magnetism as you continue on that journey. That's the beautiful thing about an inner work journey. You don't have to complete it completely. You just have to be on the journey so that you can have that little alarm system of self-awareness to pop off to let you know, hold up, that's something you would do. The old you would do that. The old you would go off instead of have a conversation. The old you would be stuck in self-pity. The old you would feel rejected because he said no. The old you would do these things. The new you knows how to process these emotions. The new you knows what steps to take in order to solve the situation. The new you has an adjustment. So it's not about having a completed journey. That's not what I'm ever saying. I don't even want to ever think that I am promoting you to be perfect or perfection, because there's something that's unattainable. No one is perfect. Perfect. The person who is that was perfect is no longer among us. So he is not. Jesus is not here, and I'm not trying to train you to be up like Jesus. I'm not trying to train you to be perfect, but I am wanting to learn to be magnetic so you can magnetize people. Well, not just people. That's a beautiful thing about being magnetic. It's not just about people. It's about the things, the desires of your heart will become magnetized. Think about that business that you want. You won't have that passive business while you're a stay-at-home wife. If you are a magnet and you become magnetized, the business and the customers and the money will come immediately. The abundance will come immediately. Your dreams and desires of children and family will come immediately. When you start becoming a complement or an energetic complement of those things, they just come easily. A lot of times you're going to be considered lucky. People are going to say, oh my gosh, she's so lucky. She's so lucky. All she did was go to the grocery store and her provided husband was right there. All she did was go out on one date. Her provided husband was right there. He proposed. All she did was go on a vacation and her husband showed up there. All she did was start advertising her business and speaking to people about her business, and all her customers and clients showed up. She doesn't even pay for advertising. All she did was just think and then put that desire in her heart, and then baby, her desire showed up. These are the results of being a magnet. And when they talk about being a magnet or having magnetism, they don't talk about what it takes to get to that level. A lot of time it's surface level tips that will not get you to be a magnet. You'll think you're a magnet. You'll think things are just showing up. You'll think things are just happening. The thing is, when you are a magnet and you are absolutely energetic complement of those things that you desire, y'all are like yin and yang. Y'all are like two pieces of a puzzle. Things will just fit in your life. There is no push and pull. There's no trying to cut the puzzle down. They're trying to make it fit. There's no trying to force it in. There's no trying to make it happen. When you become a magnet and you magnetize everything around you, because you are a complement, you're an energetic complement of all the things that you desire and dream of, you will be overly blessed and with abundance. But that is not the conversation we're having. We're having conversations about walking in a room, wearing a certain dress, smiling. Yeah, that's all we're having conversations about. And that's the reasons why women aren't getting to that level of being magnetic. Like you're not getting to the level of walking into the room and the energy just ripples because you're there. Walking into the room, your presence is felt. Walking into the room and people are just drawn to you. You didn't even open your mouth. You didn't even say anything. They're just drawn to you. And they want to come buy you a drink. They want to sit around you. They want to talk to you. Strangers on the street will stalk you and tell you their life story. I didn't ask you for that, sis, but I'm here for you. But I didn't ask for this conversation. I didn't ask for this story, but I'm here for it. But that is being a magnet versus the shallow version that you're seeing on social media. And let's talk about how do we do this? How do we become a magnet? How do we become a magnet that magnetizes everything around us? That we're literally, all we have to do is just walk around living our life. Like we're not doing anything to receive these things. We're not doing anything to get the desires of our heart, the dreams of our mind. We're not doing anything to get these things. These things are just attracted to us. They gravitate to us. They are anywhere we are, they are there also. And let's talk about some steps. How to get there. The first thing you have to do is you have to decide that you won't change. You can't continue to sit on the sidelines. You can't continue to watch other people live their life. You can't continue just dream and hope. You can't continue just walk through life with no intention and no purpose. You can't continue what you have been doing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and getting the same result. Number two, you have to act like, or no, or just accept. Sometimes you have to accept you have to go to therapy. Sometimes you have to accept you need help, that you need therapy, that you need someone that you can have a talk with that's going to have a open heart and understanding. Sometimes you need assistance and you need to stop denying that you need help. Because some of my young babies, you don't want to admit that you need help. You don't want to admit that you need someone to work with. You need someone that's going to have an understanding. You need someone who's not going to judge you. You need somebody in your corner, especially if you just to this stage and you realize I need therapy. It is what it is. I've always been honest. I went to therapy. Like I said before, I did the hack thing. I took the shortcut. I got the thing. That is the I feel like that is the gift of being from a long line of hypergamous women is that you can watch or listen and you're going to catch some tips and you're going to be able to get that thing. But like I said, you don't understand it completely. And that's what I had to do. I had to get therapy. I had to go and heal the unseen to become a magnet. That didn't happen overnight. So anyone who tells you to become magnetic, you can do that overnight. You cannot. I'm going to be honest and truthful to you because, like I said, I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm not trying to get something from you or take something from you. So I don't have any reason to lie to you. It took me some time, therapy, and a work to become magnetic. Number three, ground your energetics. A lot of us don't do that and don't understand it. When you're grounding your energetics, is exactly what it means. Remember your energy, and since your energy, the entire human body has a energy and a magnetic field. You need to ground your energetics, which means you need to go outside. I know some of y'all don't like outdoors, and right now it's very hot. I think it's like 86 degrees today. 86 degrees, but grounding your energetics brings you back to neutral and calms you. So if you want to try it, and some people go outside with no shoes on and they ground in the grass. But one of the things I have to go outside to do this, but I can't do the grass thing because I live in a subdivision and since we have animals that keep, our neighbor keeps letting loose an animal and it keeps a dog. I don't know why I'm saying animal. A dog. A dog keeps showing up in our yard and it keeps doing its business and it's messing up my ability to be at the ground because you don't want to do it if you have a yard full of poo. A poo, you have animals that come out and poo in the yard. You might not want to ground there because of the way bacteria and things are made up of and parasites are made up of. Okay. So you might be careful about how you ground. But I would suggest grounding because it brings you back to neutral since our body is nothing but energy and we have a magnetic field of our own. And all you're doing is grounding. Okay. Uh, where am I at? Number four, I guess. Embrace your nature. Like I see too many women trying to deny or decline their nature. It's like you have a certain nature about yourself, and instead of you acting or facing that nature, you want to pretend it's not there. And a lot of women do that. They want to pretend that they don't have emotional issues. They want to pretend that they don't have spiritual issues. I don't know if I explained spiritual wounds. Spiritual wounds, y'all, are like trauma. Trauma. You had to have. I don't want to say that because it will get demonetized. But let's say you had been raped. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna go any further than that. That's a trauma, and that's a spiritual wound. A spiritual wound is normally created by the action of another person. A soul wound is just created by a past relationship or childhood. And usually that is rejection, humiliation, something of the nature happening in your childhood. Or it could be character, personality, or emotional. But people, and I shouldn't just say women, but my platform is about women, for women. Women tend to try to ignore these things and try to act like they do not exist. For some reason, we think we can put the crazy back in the box. And I'm here to tell you, because I tried it also, because I thought like that. I was thinking, oh, let me just get the steps. Like, sis, get straight to the point. That's the reason. Do y'all realize this? That's the reason why some of my young babies actually follow me, because I get straight to the point in the content. I don't have to tell you all a story or try to make you laugh. I get straight to it, and then I do my thing and I get off. But I was like that too. And all of us, if you were young once or you still really young now, you know you want to get straight to that point and you want to work immediately, and you don't want to have to do the work that's included. But you have to embrace yourself. Stop trying to put the crazy in the back in the box. It's out. It is your true nature. Accept the crazy if that is you. Accept it if it is you. I am not saying don't change it or not do something about it. I'm saying accept that it's there. Accept that maybe you're just a little jealous. Mhm. Maybe you don't you just don't you're very solo. Maybe you're an introvert and you have to take a breath, a break from energy hitting you. Maybe you need to accept your nature and try, instead of trying to work against it and force yourself to be something that you are not. My last one, protect your energy. We get so invested into worldly things that we ignore and don't take care of spiritual things. We keep doing, going, expanding energy, and we do these things and we don't protect our spiritual energy. We don't protect our energy overall. We deplete ourselves trying to keep up with what other people are doing, what other people are saying, and what needs to work for everybody else. We are so focused outwardly that we forget the inner work that we need to do for ourselves. We're so focused on getting or securing the bag, or getting or securing our family, or getting and securing our dreams, or getting and securing the things that we desire, that we forget ourselves. Women are known for this. They're known to sacrifice for the people that you love, and put other people before themselves. So they tend to energetically get low, which means even their energy is so low that even if you have went through the journey, you are lowering your magnetism and your ability to magnetize people around you, because you're so tired, you're so exhausted, you're just low on energy. So we have to learn how to protect that energy. We have to learn how to back up and choose ourselves first. We have to learn to put ourselves on that list. We have to learn never to allow ourselves to get to zero. But I understand. I truly do. I understand why women are, they seem like they're on a race to secure that bag, to get that thing, to have that dream, to have that desire, or to have that specific man. I understand that you just want that shortcut. You just want to get there. You just want to get to the results. You just want to get to the outcome. The thing is, I've learned and I failed. Well, I ain't gonna say I failed. I'm saying I learned and I course corrected. So you'll know what to do now. Because I did it that way also. I obtained and got the man, got the family, got the things, got the desires in my heart very quickly, but I was not an energetic match to it. And I had to work freaking hard in order to hold that energy, to hold the consciousness, to hold those things, and to keep those things in my life. And if I didn't do the work, I would have been a divorcee. Because trust me when I tell you, even if you obtain those things, if you think you're taking a shortcut and you're like, oh, Brielle is no know what she's talking about. Brielle don't know what she's talking about. Oh, she's just an old woman. She just, because see, some of y'all on TikTok like to be very disrespectful and call me an old woman. So you like to be disrespectful to your elders, and whatever. I mean, whatever floats your boat, baby girl. But trust me, I've already walked the road that you're trying to walk. And all I'm trying to do is give you a warning. That's all. I'm trying to give you a warning because I've already taken a shortcut before. And when I got the shortcut and I got the thing and I had the thing and I was so ecstatic, people were saying, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. You got it all at 23. The thing is, I almost lost it because I wasn't an energetic match to the things that I had. I wasn't an energetic match to the man who's calm, who's cool, who's collected. I was overly emotional. I was overly jealous. I was still dealing with rejection and abandonment issues. So all I did was I spent all of that time, that first 5 years, is sabotaging my marriage, repelling my husband. And all he kept doing, I'm not saying he's perfect because he isn't. He isn't perfect. I don't want to paint a picture where this man is perfect. He isn't. But I can actually, I can actually speak and tell my truth and tell that where I was when I was in my early 20s and how I, acted and my attitude was not conducive to a healthy, happy relationship. So I can own my part in the situation. And I can tell you, I wasn't an energetic match to a person who's cool, calm, collected, ambitious, masculine, conscious. He was conscious before I even had an idea of what that looked like. I was spending all of my 20s playing catch up. And I almost lost it because I wanted the shortcut. I wanted to continue to, instead of read the entire book, baby, I wanted to get to the end of the book. I wanted to go and find the highlights. I wanted to find someone who knew what they were doing so I can get the tips. The thing is, the tips, the tricks, the tactics, and the scripts, they all got me here. They got me married. But can you hold it? Can you hold that energy? Can you be an energetic complement to the thing that you're wanting? I spent my entire 20s playing catch up. My head was buried in a book. My head was finding mentors. I spent that time doing the work when all I had to do was do the work in the beginning. I had to backtrack. So that's the reason why I understand you young babies. I'm not sitting here, being mean to you. I'm not being mean to you. I'm not calling you out. I'm just letting you know that I've been there. I've been there, done that, had the t-shirt, threw that mud away because it wasn't helping me. Being a person that's trying to get to the outcome, trying to get to the result, trying to get to the thing, before you actually understand it, that's the issue. You don't understand it. And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what it would take to be in a relationship. I didn't understand the energy that you need to expel and expand within a relationship. I didn't understand the communication that you had to have within a relationship. I literally had to read a book about communication. I had to read a book about communication. I had to read a book that would help me on my personal development journey so that I could become a better person. Because that attitude, baby, my attitude wasn't for the weak. The thing is, the intelligence, the masculine energy in women, they're smart enough to get to, like they say, play the funk. Like play the part until they get the things that they want. And then you let the crazy out the box. And that's what happened. And I had to realize this is not what I desire. I don't want a relationship where we have to go back and forth. I don't want a relationship where I don't feel heard. I don't want a relationship where my husband isn't being romantic. I don't want a relationship. I don't want that type of relationship. I love the relationship that I have now. I love the relationship I have now. I think I spoke about it in a post where this week I changed medication. So if I look or feel kind of off, it is probably because I'm off. I'm off because of the fact that I changed medication and I'm still in adjustment mode. But I had to sit here and do what my intuition, because I'm I'm intuitive. I do content based off intuition and the the feelings and emotions that I receive back from some of the pedestal wives and the community, and then I know exactly what I need to have a conversation about. So Lisa, you inspired an entire live stream. You go, pedestal wife. Loving you, boo. But that is the reason why I want this type of relationship. I want the relationship we have now. I don't even want to go backwards or go back in past where I took the crazy out the box. I let the crazy out and I let him have full, I let him experience all of the crazy for the first 5 years. And if it wasn't for my grandmother, like she's so wise, God bless her soul. Like I miss her so much. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't even start the journey. I probably wouldn't have started the journey because I was young and dumb, and riding on the high horse of being able to have things that most 23-year-olds want very quickly, and not being in a place of gratitude, not being in a place of healing, not taking it seriously anymore because pretty much I was retired as they say. But I love the relationship that I have now. I love when I'm feeling off. I don't sit here and tell my husband 1,000 times I feel off, I feel sick, I have a headache, I feel nauseous. All he has to do is see, and he feels the energy. He feels my energy. He picks up on it, and he immediately goes into trying to fix it or trying to help me. And that's the type of relationship I want. The thing is, you all are focused on communication. You're focused on what to say. What's the right thing to say? I don't want to mess it up. I want to make sure that it's in the bag. And that is stopping you from becoming a magnet. If you want to become a magnet and everybody become magnetized, y'all have to stop trying to figure out the right thing to say. You need to start working on inward, outward. Start working on your energy because your energy tells a story before you even open your mouth. A lot of times people can tell if you're mad, happy, sad, angry, all of that before you even let them in on their secret. And so I love the fact he can just pick up on my energy, and he just went and bought me a whole wardrobe of clothes because he knows that I love clothes. My wardrobe my closet is great. So I love clothes. So he just went and bought me a whole bunch of clothes just because he picked up on my energy, and he's like, well, look, I ordered you some more lounge wear because he knows what I like. I ordered you some more loungewear so that you can have something and you can just sit around and feel beautiful until you start feeling better. Because he can tell these things. You all think that your man can't tell when you don't feel good. That's not true. He picks up on your energy. The thing is, he's ignoring it. He's ignoring it because he used to you have trained him to just concern himself with what you say. I like it here. I like being a magnet. I like being magnetized where I can just walk in a room, people pick up on the energy, and I don't have to worry about the communication all the time. But that, like I said, there's levels to this. Let me stop talking and look at the comments. What's so weird, when I started to calm down, my YouTube algorithm changed and I found a bunch of women, including you, who promote healing in marriage. See? And the thing is, when you are ready, the teacher shows up. That's the way it works. When you start working on your energy, the people you need in your life will show up. And it's not, you didn't have to put out an ad. You didn't have to go door to door. You didn't have to ask around. Do you know somebody who worked with this? All you had to do was you had to start the process and decide that you want to change for yourself. And then that's how your energy just attracted and things will gravitate towards you. That's the beauty of it all. "41 is young." I think it's young, but some young babies don't think so. Some young babies don't think so. They think because they're 21 or 22 that they know more than their elders, and some of them do. Let's just be honest. Let's tell the truth, shame the devil. We know that some young babies have it over on older women in certain circumstances. And that's the thing is, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. And I'm a part of an entire community where if one of these older pastor wives tell you something, you might need to pay attention. You just might need to pay attention because they know something. They can help you. Trust me, they can help you. But look, she had a bad attitude, still got married and stayed married. Goes to show that when a God truly loves you, it doesn't matter what stage you're in. Let me tell you this. I stayed married because I changed, not because he was willing to accept anything. Just because I opened that crazy box, he even we discussed having a divorce. We would have got divorced in the fifth year. The thing is, when we had our conversation, we had our face to face, we decided to work on our marriage. Don't think because he loved me so much, he's willing to accept anything. No, high standards, high quality, masculine energy men do not do that. They call you out on your mess, on your ish. And then if you're not willing to have a conversation or seek change about that situation, they don't stay around to be abused. No one is staying around to be abused. So I want to make sure I'm very honest. We talked about divorce. We were headed toward divorce. The only reason we didn't divorce is because I was willing to make some changes. He was willing to make some changes. We were willing to work on our relationship and we were willing to close everybody out to do so. That's the only reason we're still here. But don't get it twisted. He wasn't willing to stay around for crazy. Don't think because somebody is so in love with you, they're going to continue to take abuse over and over and over and stay around for that abuse, especially not from a healthy masculine energy man. They're not going to stay around for abuse. They will leave you. I think one of the things that helped us is he was young and we already had children. He is the thing is when you vet and you understand your the character of your man. One part of my man's character is children. He never wanted to have his children grow up in a broken home, and that's the reason he was willing to make changes, work with me, go to therapy. That's the only reason because if we've had conversation about this period about that time in our marriage when it wasn't so great, we talked about it. One of the reasons that he was willing to stay, it wasn't just for love. People will love you from a distance. People will love you from another continent. People will love you from another country. They won't stay for crazy. That's and I don't want to ever put that kind of message out there because it's not true. One of the reasons that saved the relationship is that we had kids and they were very young. And he is one of those men. He's a very good man. He didn't want to have his children grow up in a broken home. That's one of the things that he was determined not to have because he grew up and experienced a broken home. So he didn't want his kids to experience it. One of the things that he's very proud of himself as a father is having his kids in the same house, having no outside babies, and me being only the mother of his children. See, the thing is, when you vet, you know the character of the man, you know how far a man is willing to take it, and you know how what a man will do and what he won't do. Do you think you would have been inspired to do the work if you didn't have anything to actually do the work for? You were trying to hold on to a marriage. Honestly, you were self-aware enough. If I didn't have anything to hold on to, I probably wouldn't have did the work. What reason would I've had to? I don't think I would have been. I don't think so. I can answer that honestly and say I wouldn't have because I didn't have any. What spurred it was the marriage. That's what spurred it. I wanted the same thing that he wanted. I wanted my children to grow up in a healthy home. I didn't want it to be broken. So yes, especially with me, with my father dying before I even had a chance to experience him. So I didn't want my kids to be without a father. So I was willing to work on it due to the marriage. But if the marriage wasn't there, I probably would have never worked on it. I probably would have tried to work on it later because the thing is, I was self aware. Like you just indicated, I was self aware. So maybe I would have worked on it later, but I probably wouldn't have spurred myself to do so now. I probably would have, it'd probably been older. I probably been older before I even started the journey of inner work. to pick up that book and fix the situation. A lot of people are not self-aware enough to course correct. Yes, that's correct. A lot of people are not self-aware to course correct, and there's nothing wrong with picking up a book. The thing is, when you pick up a book and you read the information and you don't embody what you read, that means you're reading a book for nothing. Yes, you may pick pieces of information that may help you, some tips that may help you, but if you're not able to embody and take upon yourself the energy of the very things you're trying to have, then it may become it may be problematic. You may just have information overload, and that's what some women are having to deal with. They have too much information in front of them right now. There's too many people putting stuff in front of them saying, do this and it'll work. Do that and it'll work. Try this and it'll work. Thank you for your transparency. You're welcome. See, file 4 times. See, we didn't even get a chance to file. We were going to file once. And something just kept saying, you can do better. You don't want this. Let's work on it. And I literally went to him to have the conversation. That's when I honestly believe that's the first time I ever went to him to have the conversation, is when he was going to divorce me. The first time. The other times he'd always come to me and try to fix it or try to solve it or try to figure out what's going on wrong. He would come to me and try to fix it. That's the reason why I say that masculine energy, high conscious, loving masculine energy men will try to fix the relationship, because he attempted to. He attempted to figure out where the crazy came from. He attempted to. He attempted to solve it. I had housekeeping before it was a popular thing. He thought it was housekeeping. He would come in from work and help me with the kids, because he thought that I was overwhelmed with the children, because my children are Irish twins. He thought it was all of these things that it wasn't. And I knew it was something because I could feel it. A lot of women can feel the crazy. It's inside of it. It's deep inside of it. It's constantly going off. It's constantly not allowing us to settle. It's constantly not allowing us to be good in stability. It's constantly not allowing us to be good in security. That crazy is the crazy you have to work on. Because once you get with the man that is high conscious, that is masculine energy, that is the provider, and you're not an energetic complement of those things that he brings, your energy doesn't disperse. All it's going to do is rebel. It's going to rebel. It's going to self-sabotage. And then this is the reason why I truly do believe that's the reason why some women end up in divorced with everything. Divorced with everything, had all of it, the whole caboodle. I mean, they had the man, they had the money, they had the vacations, and they weren't happy because they didn't deal with those soul wounds, the spiritual wounds, the character issues, the personality issues, the emotional issues. They didn't address any of those things. But they was able to get that shortcut and take those tips and those tricks to secure that guy. The thing is, when you're not an energetic complement of those very things, you will repel and you will fight against them. That's the thing, and that's what I was doing, because he was great. He's a great man. Like, I'm pretty freaking lucky to have a man who is so conscientious. I can't say it. The country slang is getting a hold of me right now. So, a man is so aware of what I need, and he responds very quickly what I need. All I got to do is be in the room with him, and he's responding. He's checking in. He's checking his energy of mine to see and to see if there's a need there. And that's what I've had. I've been able to enjoy that. But when I hadn't dealt with all the other issues, and I let the crazy out the box, all I kept doing was sabotaging it. Like, I would sabotage it. I'll never forget, y'all. Y'all probably gonna be mad at me, but don't be mad at me. This is 20-something-year-old me being very silly, just being silly and working with the crazy, trying to figure out what's wrong. I will never forget. We had my husband bought me a brand new house, right? I think it was probably like the third night of the brand new house. And I was actually pregnant with the second baby, right? And I remember where he had got I came through the door. He had the music playing. He had me some I think it was the non-alcoholic version of drink. He had the rose petals. What's wrong with me today? Rose petals coming from the door all the way to the, because we had like a spa. We had a spa tub, and he had it decorated with roses and candles, and he had like he had put up some kind of like something that put stars all over the room. It was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. I had just come from dropping off my oldest with my grandmother, and he had all of this going on. Why? Why? Why did I take all of that stuff and just toss it? Why did I take all of that stuff and just throw it against the wall? Why? Because when you're dealing with the crazy and you don't address the crazy can't even accept love. It can't accept the energy he was giving me, the love he was giving me. I couldn't even accept that. And it was so romantic. And even to this day, he's still somewhat hurt. I ain't gonna say he's still hurt about it. I am saying that when we have a conversation about it, if it comes back up, we don't talk about it often. Okay, I try to keep that crazy back there in the past where it belongs. But I will never forget how he looked, how his face looked. I will never forget how upset he was. And he didn't even, most men of today, y'all, the men of today are so emotional and feminine. They would start screaming, they try to fight me too or whatever. He didn't give me that energy. He just tried to take it from my hands, calm me down, sit me down, and help me try to figure out what was going on. And all I could do was cry. That's all I could do, because I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why I couldn't accept it. I didn't know why it triggered me. And the only thing I can remember, the thoughts that I had during that when I did it, the thoughts I had was, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. And here he go trying to create a romantic space. He ain't gonna get no romance out of me. That's all I can remember. I can remember what I was thinking. I can remember what I was feeling. But I can remember what he looked like when he felt, I saw the disappointment. I saw his face drop. And I saw all the gifts he had, because he had went and bought, there was lots of gifts. So he was like, once I had calmed down, then he started giving me the gifts that he had bought me. Don't hate me. I'm just trying to get you to understand why you need to deal with the crazy, and stop thinking that because someone loves you, that they're going to stay around while you bring the crazy out the box. That they're going to stay around when you haven't dealt with the trauma, when you haven't dealt with your emotions. You haven't dealt with the spiritual wounds that you're dealing with. But you think that someone's going to continue to deal with the crazy because they love you. They won't. Eventually, you exhaust, and you're going to deplete their energy, and they ain't going to have any more to give you. Because when a person is in a relationship like that, it's almost like you're draining that person. You're draining that person. And I remember his face when he would come home. He would be so tired. And he's always been a hard worker. I never had to tell my man, hey, you need to get out here and work 60 hours a week. Baby, my husband works 70. He's always been a hard worker. And he would come home to crazy. In the first 5 years of marriage, he would come home to crazy. But he still came home. He won't ever out in them streets. He never called me out my name. He's just a good man overall. Now, he ain't perfect. Sometimes he would get fed up over it, and he would just separate himself and just go to a whole nother room. He wouldn't even leave the house. He wouldn't even leave and go and sit in the driveway. He would just go into a whole nother room and just say, I'm gonna give you some. He would tell me, look, I'm gonna give you some time to calm down. And then I started looking at why am I so explosive? Why am I so emotional? Why? And y'all can see I'm emotional still, but self-awareness, right, is the game changer. Self-awareness has helped me to make sure I understand why and what I'm doing. So I'm still emotional to a certain degree, but not to that level. Not to that level of, going off on another person or just having a tantrum like a 4-year-old. I'm not that anymore. But I cringe when I think about the 20-year-old me in a marriage with a good man, which I almost lost because of the fact that I refused to address the crazy. So I'm telling you all to address yours. Don't count on love carrying you through. Don't count on him loving you so much that he's willing to put up with any and everything. Y'all think he's willing to put up with bad ish in order for you all to stay with him. So I know some women have a corrupted idea of love where they think, hey, no matter what I do, if you love me, you're gonna continue to stay here. And that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. I'm being honest and authentic so you understand that I've already tried that shortcut. That shortcut is a dead end. That shortcut is a dead end. And if you don't do your inner work and become more self-aware and do what it takes to become a magnet, you're always going to be trying to take a shortcut and realize that it becomes a dead end eventually. It becomes a dead end when you stop getting the results. You stop getting the outcome of your desires. You stop getting the things that you desire or want. You can't continue to walk around allowing the crazy out the box and thinking people are going to stay because they love you. For magnetism, is there a book that helps us understand this? I think I have some. I do have some. I just don't remember off the top of my head. If any of the pedestal wives have a book for magnetism, you can drop it in the chat to help this young baby, because I don't remember. I have a list of books, but I would have to drop it after the live stream. But it's important that we decide that it's time to make a change. That you don't just lean on tips, tricks, tactics, and techniques. That you don't just lean on that someone's going to love you enough to ignore the crazy or stay with you until you heal from the crazy without you becoming self-aware. Like I said, it's not about you. It's not about perfection. It's not even about you getting to the end of your journey. It's about you starting your journey and becoming self-aware in it. That way, you'll be able to pivot and course correct when needed. Hey, pedestal wife. I don't see anything in the chat. Okay, but this is already going about an hour. We're going to get ready to close out. But I think it's important. If you want to become magnetic, you need to learn how to become magnetic. And being a true magnet has nothing to do with tricks, tips, or shortcut. I didn't get here or achieve these things by a tip. I just didn't. Yes, I was able to achieve getting into a relationship, but I almost burned it down to the ground. I almost ended it very quickly due to my attitude, due to my abandonment issues as a child. I almost ended the relationship that I am so ecstatic of having today. And the thing is, let me explain to y'all something. Most marriages have this story. Most marriages have this story. It may not necessarily be the woman, it may be him. But a lot of times there's something called an adjustment period. During the first 5 years of a marriage, there is a adjustment period where you're adjusting to living together, you're adjusting to co-mingling, you're adjusting to being as one. You're just in an adjustment phase where you're adjusting to being together. And that can go either right or left. That is the reason why a lot of marriages actually end within the first 5 years, because there's an adjustment period and everybody doesn't last. I can tell you this: once I did the work, he did more work. Like I said, when I started this inner work process, I was in like 23. I think was it after the situation of the romance? I don't know. I think it was. I think after that situation when he was talking about maybe divorce and might be a better option, and I started really evaluating what I have done, what I have said, and all the crazy that I had displayed. And I decided, hey, let me go ahead and start working on myself. So I started self development. I started finding books. And then I realized books weren't enough. I'm going to have to learn how to comprehend and embody these things that I'm reading. The thing is, it's not enough just to read. It's not enough just to read. A lot of people read a book, but if you're not able to comprehend, you're not able to embody the things that you're reading, you're going to have a difficult time becoming magnetic. But reading a book is a starting place. So I would say start there. You can start there. There's nothing wrong with there. Don't avoid therapy if needed. Some people are avoiding therapy. Y'all fighting tooth and nail against therapy. When therapy actually helped me pinpoint the abandonment issues that I had, because I was raised by my grandmother, so I felt somewhat abandoned by my mother. So she left abandonment wounds, and I had to heal those. I didn't realize it would be an issue because I never saw them as a problem growing up. I took it in stride as being the oldest, but I didn't realize just because I took it in stride, the inner child did not. The inner child did not take that in stride. And so I needed to deal with those issues and those wounds, which I call them soul wounds. And I had to deal with the crazy, and I had to learn how to communicate because yelling and screaming is not effective communication. It isn't. It isn't. It is effective communication. And when you're yelling and screaming, no one is listening. So I I don't see anything else in the chat. Yes. Okay. Yes. She definitely suggested you something, but become magnetic. So everyone else and everything is magnetized. Everything else will come to you effortlessly. You will receive effortlessly. You will get effortlessly. You don't even have to do as much work as you think you would have to do. I'm gonna give you an example of me being magnetic, and then I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna give you one more example. Okay, one of the things that I have done that is very that me being magnetic and other people being everybody else is magnetized is I have a successful business. I honestly sometimes I'm wondering how, because yes, I come on social media and I do my live streams, but if you actually see, I don't do a lot of marketing. I don't do a lot of marketing. I don't constantly in every video. I'm not saying, oh, getting in this or do this or this is on sale. I'm not constantly doing that, and I have a successful business anyway. I have a successful business, and I'm not constantly having to market. I'm not constantly having to sell myself. I don't constantly have to sound salesy. What happens is people gravitate towards whatever I am doing and they want to be a part of it. That's me being a magnet, and everybody else being magnetized and wanting to be a part of the community. Even with growing or creating community, it actually takes longer than what I've been able to achieve. But that is me being a magnet and everything else being magnetized. I got it together within a year of being with mine. Oh my God, I know he was tired that first year of us being together. See, it can be tiresome. And I'm so proud of you for getting it together. The thing is, I have watched, being a married woman, I have literally watched women burn their own marriages down because of the crazy. They be having great men. For what I can see, you know that if you're in the relationship, you know the man better than other people, period. So what I can see and what I know, they were great men, but maybe they weren't. I don't know. That's the reason why I don't judge, because I don't know. But what I can see of her, she definitely let the crazy out the box, and letting the crazy out the box. And a lot of them did not do the work, and they're not taking to advice, because that's the reason why I don't really do advice. I don't do coaching. That's the very reason. Because even if you pay for coaching, some people it's still not an invitation in some people's eyes. That's the reason why I don't do no coaching. I don't do no coaching because of that. Because even if you pay for coaching, it's still not an invitation. People still are not energetically ready for the things that they say they want. And remember, pedestal wives, y'all can attest to this. I've always said that some people aren't ready for the things that I know and the information I want to put out. They've always encouraged me to continue to put out information anyway. But I already know some of it is going to fall flat because some people are not an energetic complement for the things that I already know. Because these are embodiments that I have that I'm talking about on social media. Even if I was to give you that exact book, you still got to comprehend and you got to embody. And you got to know how to do that. I think all of us, we will need to make some adjustments after marriage. We all have to adapt to the new life. However, I think the foundational stuff should be worked on beforehand. Well, majority of marriages, foundational stuff is not worked out beforehand. It's just is what it is. It isn't done beforehand. So people usually get in a marriage and they have to work on that foundational stuff together. And it also depends on what you mean by foundational stuff, because attitude can be hidden, personality quirks can be hidden. A lot of the things that I'm talking about that I did was hit. I was able to hide those things till I secured the ring. And you can't, no one can tell me that some women aren't trying to do that. Some women aren't hiding the attitude, the personality issues, the character flaw. They're not hiding. Some women are literally hiding these things to get the ring. And then once they get the ring, then they're going to be their true self. That's the reason why I always encourage women to be their true self going in. It will help you with the adjustment phase. It won't be as difficult. But trust me when I tell you, there's an adjustment phase for every marriage. Every marriage. There's no perfect situation. He's not even perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. All of us have flaws. And that means there's an adjustment to be able to deal with someone else's flaws other than your own. I'm so sad I feel hopeless. Men say all these wonderful things about me, and I haven't received a proposal. I am 34. I would, if I were you, I would look at what's going on. Have you tried to find out or figure out what's stopping a proposal? That's something I'll have to know more information about to even comment on, because there's something that I don't know. Yes, men say all wonderful things. What wonderful things are men saying? Are these superficial things? Because I think when women think that when I'm talking about magnetism, I'm not saying that a man is saying anything. I'm not saying he's saying anything. I'm saying he's being able to read your energy. I'm saying he's adjusting to your energy. That's how when you become a magnet, people are adjusting to your energy and they're getting on your wavelength. They're aligning with your energy. They're a complement to your energy. That's the reason why I don't sit here and talk down to my community. Because if you're attracted to my platform, that means you're a complement to my energy. Yes, I know there may be some that just looky loos. I mean, you can't. It's social media. I can't get rid of the looky loos, but I definitely can welcome in the women who are complement to my energy. So I would love to know, what do you mean? What do they say? What are you saying they say about you? Because when I'm talking about being magnetic, it's not about what's said verbally. It's not what is communicated verbally. It's about presence. It's about energy. It's about when you're around that man, is he saying something along the lines of your energy is just calming? Is when you come into a room, is he able to read your energy very quickly and easily? What are they saying? Because I know that my young babies think when I say magnetic, you're so used to the superficial conversation that people are having about smiling, about making eye contact, about saying the right things, about wearing certain clothing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about magnetism that's inside out. And you literally will be a complement of the energetics that come your way. May even be spiritual, spirit of anti-marriage, but we don't go this deep on here. Well, that That's a part of spiritual wounds. So I actually covered that in probably the beginning. I'm not sure if you've been here since the entire live stream. This live stream is almost an hour and 14 minutes. Ooh. But yes, it could be. I actually do believe the people who are anti-marriage, anti-wanting to get married, usually there's a underlying issue, an underlying situation. I don't think that's something that they came upon themselves that I just don't want to get married. I don't believe that. I believe the anti-marriage crew, the women who are anti-marriage and anti-marrying, there is an underlying issue and there's something they don't want to address. About my personality and looks. Okay, see that's surface level, so that's not magnetic. That's not magnetism in the form that I'm talking about. But that is what is that? That's like the first step when your personality and your looks and all these things. So what I'm saying, when you get around a man, when you are a magnet and you magnetize people around you, it's almost when you walk through the door, it's like presence. You have presence. You literally move the energy around you. People can read your energy and they're calm by it. This is a whole nother level of magnetism that I'm talking about. And if I were you, I definitely would need more information because it sounds like there's more to it. It sounds like there's a lack of connection that I'm seeing here. Men who are trying to propose to you, they're not going to propose to you based off your personality and looks. It's a deeper level to getting a proposal, especially from high conscious masculine energy men. So I would start the inner work journey and start that process so that it can assist us. Yeah, that's a good question. Are you a career woman? Maybe they're intimidated by you. There's something going on because you're never going to repel something you're a compliment for. The thing is, like y'all know, when I always tell you all, and I think maybe some of y'all probably took it as spiritual, and it is spiritual. I've always said, whatever has your name on it will not reject you. Anything that has your name on it, you can never miss your turn. That's the beauty of the world that we live in. Anything that has your name on it, you will have it. Okay. The thing is, anything that is your energetic complement, you will have it also. You can't ever miss your turn. You can't ever not be in the right place at the right time or something. You will always get that very thing. I've been studying presence, so the video is timely. Yes, see, right? It's in alignment. It's in alignment to what you're trying to obtain. You're going to get energetic complement to that next level, and that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes it could be as simple as not being committed to a man without a ring and a date set. If he wants you and knows that he can lose you, that may inspire a proposal. No boyfriends. Absolutely. Great advice, Pedestal Wife. I'm a career woman, but don't share. Okay. See, it depends. What kind of men are you dating? I'm interested to know because I know I need to close this out because the time is getting long. And the algorithm doesn't love long videos anymore. So, but I am interested in the type of men you're dating because if the energetic of that man is, and let me explain something to y'all. So I think a lot of us don't realize. Do y'all realize this? It's like 70% of masculine energy in men who are high earners, they majority of them have like stay-at-home wives. And since they are looking for stay-at-home wives, not career women. So even what y'all are trying, it depends on, it sounds like y'all are not even an energetic match because if he is like a high earners necessarily they be wanting like stay at home women or women who can move their business to be at home more and be available for family. So it depends on what type of man or men that you have been dating? That would be interesting to know. Long videos are good. I like them. Y'all like them, but YouTube do not like them. Maybe what we need to do is like the stream. Like the stream. Maybe that'll help, because the longer we stay up here, the more it gets pushed down the algorithm. So I would, what was I was going to say? Yeah, I would like to know, what type of man is he? Is he a man that is a high earner? Are the men you dating high earners? Because a lot of times the high earners don't are not looking for the career woman. They're looking for the woman with a career. So if you got a career, you're not going to be rejected for the career. It's not the career, it's not the issue. The thing is, you just describe yourself as a career woman. And that may not be an energetic match to what that man is trying to do in the long term. So that may not inspire a proposal. That's really good. So marriage is just coming for you later. As long as you are doing what it takes to continue to be an energetic match for those things. If you're not doing what it takes to be an energetic match, then you're going to do exactly. Usually the women who are anti-marriage, they're not trying to anyway. But I'm going to assume for you, since you are trying to become an energetic match, you'll be fine. Older and executive men. If are the older men like divorcees? Are they older divorcees, or do they have children? Because then I may know where this is going. Because it honestly, it just sounds like you are dating men who are not your energetic match. And when you do that, you are adding basically just like resistance, and you're repelling the very thing, especially these type of men. I'm in therapy now, working on my health. 6 figures or more. She said she doesn't care, doesn't share about her career, but her energy is still. Yeah, the thing is, your words were very telling. Like, from your words, it was very telling. Because when I speak to young women, and only thing they want is to marry a man who's a provider and a high earner, they normally announce themselves as being a woman with a career or a woman in business. They never say that they're a businesswoman. So your wording lets me know where you are energetically. You might want to be in the pond of your energetic match. It sounds like you're not in that pond. And that's the issue. But you're dating men who are not an energetic match for you. When I say energetic match, I'm talking about the energy of what that other person is putting out. For instance, if just we can even look at something simple as feminine and masculine. These are energetic matches. This is the reason why masculine men will always gravitate towards a feminine woman. That's an energetic match. Just let's take it for instance, high earners normally they want like women who are very flexible, and they can adapt and don't mind moving their business to being more home. And if she has the same ideals, that makes them an energetic match because they're on the same wavelength. I want what you want what I want. You are what I am what you are. And then we gravitate towards each other. That's what I mean when I say energetic match. Yeah, high earning traditional men mainly want women who are about family and in her feminine lean back energy. Absolutely. It's not about the career, but the career is never first. when it comes to these type of men. And if the man doesn't have any children, he wants you to be available to imprint the culture on that child. So if you're not available, you're at work all the time, you're just not an energetic match to the plan of what he's trying to accomplish for himself. The thing is, the best thing to do is be an energetic match. You will have so much of an easier relationship when you're an energetic match versus if y'all are trying to force it, or y'all trying to push something or make something work. They have to be both. Absolutely. I agree. They have to be both. So I think what you need to do is take some time and decide which one uh, is desired. Do you desire to be a career woman, or you desire to be a be? I'm not gonna say be just a stay-at-home mother, because that's not the only thing that will allow you to do. He I ain't gonna say well, that's not even a good word either. So I don't want to use allow. I'm just gonna say that they just want you to be more home. More having the ability to adapt and bring your business home, so you can be home more and you can focus on the family. That is the goal for like a masculine energy man, especially a high earner. A high earner, masculine man, he wants you to be more available and to be home so that you can imprint that culture on the children. But if your mentality is, I don't want to be home, I want to be a career woman, I want that next promotion, I want to, make my way up in the company, then you are energetically not a match for that particular type of man. You need to actually look for like more of a feminine man, a feminine energy man that is willing to work, that's willing to support your career. Maybe he's willing to also stay at home and take care of the children, because they got stay-at-home dads now. So that is what you would be energetically available for right now. I met a mechanical engineer, but he wasn't masculine energy. hmm And if you're in your feminine energy out from a man doesn't sit right. It's just very off-putting. That's why I can't even watch a lot of the feminine energy men on social media. It's very off-putting. And there's something wrong with a man that's complaining, that's yelling, that's screaming, that acts hurt, because even masculine energy men understand that you can't operate out of hurt. So it's off-putting to feminine energy. So if you're very feminine and girly, which that is none of the things that you kind of put out there. You didn't put any of those things out there to let us know. Okay, so you want to be something, but you say, and I agree. She said, yeah, that's why the feminine is flowy, soft, adaptable, and nurturing. Most career women are very structured, rigid, high energy, and put their careers first. I want to be a stay-at-home wife and I have a child. Uh, that's a possibility. If we would even step aside from having the energy conversation, that can happen, but that's going to happen along the lines of masculine energy. Now, I don't want to sit here because someone wrote me a comment on my page one time to say that my ideas of feminine energy men were very rigid, because they wanted me to know that some feminine energy men will work and provide, but they need direction. And some women will be a energetic match for that. Like, I'm not in the business of sitting around trying to give my man directions and telling him how to go. I can imagine me picking up the phone and having to give him step by step on how to get a promotion or how to file certain paperwork. So yes, those feminine energy men are out there. So if you are not operating your feminine energy, that's the option also. Fine. I guess they're probably the minute of the smallest sector of feminine energy men you're gonna find, because I've already been I've already been got when it comes to the conversation of feminine energy men and how it's so rigid. that my description or the way I described them, they got really upset. Matter of fact, a feminine energy man even at me in one of his videos. So they mad at me. But if you don't want that, I suggest working on your energy. That is my best advice. Work on your energy, work on your inner work, work and address what you believe to be feminine energy, because it doesn't sound like you didn't give any indicators that you're operating in feminine energy at all. And that's something you would need to work on. If you desire to be a stay-at-home wife and have your children and not have to have concerns about any or anything around you and it's all done, then you need to do the work for yourself. You need to do that work, because maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I really don't know. I judge more of an energy based off, being able to see you, have a conversation with you, one-on-ones with you. I thought it was just men. I've been around men before who have cried around me and complained about things they want to do. If you want to turn me all the way off, just let a grown man start crying in front of me. Just let a grown man start complaining and don't come with solutions. Just let a grown man act like a woman. And that's all the way a turn off. That does not excite me. That does not make me happy. Um, I I just can't do it. That's the reason why I don't watch any of these videos on social media, because it disgusts me to a certain level. Because I'm used to, when you have been spoiled by masculine energy men, when you've been spoiled by masculine energy men, you used to a solution. One time I made the mistake of watching a feminine energy man video, right? And at the end, I thought it was going to be a solution or telling the audience or community what to do next. Do y'all know there was no solution? It was an entire video of just complaining about women and how you can't trust women. And I'm like, see, right here, oh, I can't, I don't understand why people watch these type of videos, especially, I don't know why men are watching other men uh, display uh, feminine characteristics on screen. I don't understand why. For me, it's a turn off. I can't take it. It drives. I can't watch it at all. Oh no, I don't have a feminine man at all. Masculine men don't cry and complain to women. They don't. They don't. I'm married to one. What he does, he goes and he will talk to his friends. Masculine energy men tend to have very good friends. Instead of them complaining to them, he will actually go and figure out how to solve things. Even when I have an issue, he is his first instinct is for him to solve my problems, not to listen to them. That's another reason why, instead of me going to him with those with my problems, I did not want to stop him from solving my problems. So instead of me going to him with petty stuff, with minor stuff, with stuff that I could take care of, or just to vent, I just go to my girlfriends. I go to my girlfriends to vent. I go to my girlfriends to talk about certain situations that I don't know solution for, but I go to him for solutions, because I don't want to spoil or stop the instinct that he has to solve my problems. So when I come in to him, he's always trying to solve it. He's always trying to get on. He's on the ball, and that's another thing I keep seeing. And we're trying to do some content about that. How I see women are trying to stop men's natural instinct to solve problems. They want you to listen to them talk. Girl, go get you a girlfriend. Go get you a girlfriend. Go get you two of them. Go get you one to listen to one problem on Monday, another to listen to another problem on Tuesday. Instead of trying to turn your man into a whole woman. You want to keep your man's instincts to solve your problems very much alive. Because then when you have a problem, instead of him trying to solve it, baby, he gonna be sitting there he gonna bring the tea and the chips, and all he gonna be wanting to listen to you. I don't want him to listen to me. I want him to solve my problem, and I want it solved immediately. So you don't want to spoil your man's ability to solve. His instincts are there. They're primed to solve your problems. Should one as a woman go looking for a man or wait to be approached by men? Do you support a strategy, or just be and do nothing? Be detached It Sarah isn't having an end goal masculine. Over here, I have no problem with masculine and feminine energy. I have no problem with utilizing masculine and feminine energy. It's just when you desire a relationship, you're gonna lead with your feminine energy because you want to attract and you want to be a complement to the energy of masculine energy. And if you're not a complement of it, you will not receive it. You won't get that. You'll get something else entirely. So I don't mind a woman showing the signs that she's available to be approached. But I do not ascribe to a woman chasing or pursuing a man. Usually, when I talk about that, I talk more about that in the high vibe community. But I don't have a problem with a woman putting or positioning herself to be seen. So if he's walking in the door and you're on to the side and he's not going to see you, there's nothing wrong with moving tables or moving chairs so you can be seen. There's nothing wrong with dropping your purse or some item on the floor to allow him to pick it up. There's nothing wrong to be seen. That is my definition of allowing a man to pursue me. Is I'm going to be seen. I'm going to drop something so he can pick it up. I might even laugh or bump into him, but I am not pursuing. I'm not pursuing. I'm not doing the work of leading, because if I lead and I start with that type of energy, all I'm going to do is attract feminine energy men. And women are always baffled in why they attract the opposite of what they say they desire. The thing is, but you have to be in an energetic complement of it. You're going to get that energetic complement of what you're currently doing. If you are operating in your masculine energy, and when you are trying to get into that relationship or get a man to pursue, then you're going to get a feminine energy man. Okay, I think the next part of your thing was be detached isn't having a end goal. Being detached, you should be detached, but overall, you should have a purpose and intention behind what you're currently trying to achieve. You should have an idea of what you're trying to do, but not with that specific man. You're gonna let that naturally play itself out. You're gonna naturally let it do what it's supposed to do. Get in a relationship in the manner it's supposed to be. You don't have to sit here and try to manipulate him into a relationship. So I don't teach trying to get manipulate a man to a relationship, because I know that those things don't last. I know for a fact it doesn't last. You will not get the results you desire. But having intention and purpose and trying to accomplish certain things while you're dating, there's nothing wrong with that. And that is still masculine energy. But I don't have a problem with women having masculine energy and utilizing masculine energy. I just wouldn't lead with it. I don't like men being emotional. It gets on my nerves when my husband talks too much. The thing is that's a good thing though. That's actually a good thing. It might be aggravating to a certain degree. It depends on what they're talking about, because they tend to, since they trust us, they tend to talk. They tend to talk because they can't talk in the manner they can talk with us, and that's actually a good thing because it shows that he trusts you. It shows that he feels safe enough to talk with you. Because usually when I hear women talking about my man don't talk to me at all, that's when the alarms start going off and the red flags start appearing. I don't recommend approaching men in real life, but on dating apps you can heart him first, but let him speak first. We need some masculinity to plan. You must be aware of where you go to attract and be approached by masculine men. Some strategy is necessary and can help. Marrying well is a good goal to have. Playing well, absolutely. I agree. I agree. How do you come to the mindset of someday being successful and getting married? You first have to decide that's what you desire. You got to stop saying you got to stop being on the fence about getting that particular thing. You have to actually start working on yourself and doing that inner work that I talk about, and getting around like-minded women who desire the same. Getting in the spaces of married women who are happily married. reading books that are for your desired outcome. Instead of just read, comprehend, and embody. Okay, so hopefully, so my past is filled with losers. Should I daydream and fantasize about my end goal? It feels fake somehow. The thing is, most of I think it's somewhat truth. If you can visualize yourself ever having it, because there's some type of block to you having it. I think what you need to work is on your mentality and your mindset. I would start there first. Start there first and start working inward and then work outward. Outward should be the very last thing you work on. And if you're good, maybe, well, I ain't gonna say the very last thing. I'm gonna say uh, if you're able to handle working on the inward and outward, you can do so. But I would work on my mindset. I would work on those blocks that I have because it's obvious that you have some. If you cannot visualize yourself having it, the very first step to change a lot of times is women visualizing that they're able to have that particular thing. It's a good thing. I agree. I trained him to talk to me. Yes, yes, man. I co-signed, co-signed. Because the thing is, all of that good training definitely not going to let it go down the drain. So he talks to me, he solves my problems, and you don't want to let that go. And that's the reason why I got girlfriends. That's the reason why I want to have these deep conversations. I come into the community and have those conversations versus trying to have them with him all the time. All right, so I don't see any other live streams, and we definitely been going an hour and 41 minutes. So y'all make sure you like the live stream because, like I said before, the algorithm has changed. They no longer care for long live streams, and it usually gets pushed down if there isn't any engagement into the live stream, such as likes and comments. So, if you're watching a replay, take the time to go ahead and drop a comment. Drop a comment. But thank you, Lisa, the pedestal wife, that actually inspired this live stream. I have to give you your flowers now and give you your just due because if it wasn't for you, I had no plans on literally doing a live stream today. I was going to wait until the end of the week. So thank you all, pedestal wives, for staying with me all the way to the hour and 42 minutes. And I will see you all on the next one. You have a great day. Bye.